Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking through some player props I like over on Prizepicks for today's NBA slate on Friday, November the 22nd. It's NBA Cup Day. We got the NBA Cup games on Friday night, so it should be a lot of fun. We got an 8-game slate, and I got some early player props, guys, that I do like for this slate. Taking a first look at the board on Thursday night. Got 3 plays that I'm going to share in this video. We're going to break down these plays. We're going to share why I like them. Now, before we do get started, make sure you guys hit that like button down below. If you do enjoy these Prizepicks videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And if you guys are new to the channel and if you are new to Prizepicks, be sure to check them out. Sign up, use promo code NOAH. And when you sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code and place your first lineup, you'll get $50 in promo funds instantly added to your account. Be sure to go check out Prizepicks if you guys have not yet. And also, if you don't have an account on Sleeper, we do have a partnership with Sleeper as well. You guys can sign up for Sleeper, and for a limited time, get your first deposit matched up to $1,500. So if you are able to make larger deposits, you can get your first deposit matched up to $1,500 over on Sleeper for a limited time. Normally, the deposit bonus, it's up to $100. So like if you put in $100, they'll give you an additional $100. Well, right now they're taking in bigger deposits. $1,500 deposit match. So you can put in $1,500 and they'll give you an additional $1,500 to play with. And if you don't know what Sleeper is, they're just a DFS pick'em app, very similar to Prizepicks. You're picking more or less on player projections. You're building out an entry. You can make up to an 8-pick entry on Sleeper. You can win up to 100 extra money. Go check them out, guys, and make sure to sign up and use that promo code NOAH when you do. But yeah, guys, we got an 8-game slate for Friday night. Now, I did not make an NBA video for Thursday. I did make a video for Thursday Night Football, recapping our plays from Thursday Night Football. We hit one of our 2 plays. One of the plays that lost was Cedric Tillman over 3.5 receptions. Tillman had 2 catches heading into the fourth quarter, but then suffered a concussion right before the end of the quarter and didn't play in the fourth quarter. Would he have gotten 2 catches in the fourth quarter? Maybe, maybe not. It's hard to tell, but sucks to lose that play, not even have a chance because Tillman got injured early. Did hit on Calvin Austin over 4 fantasy score. Also liked his over receiving yards. Both those plays hit. Austin had a pretty good game overall. 1 and 2, or 1 and 1 technically on our Thursday Night Football plays. Our last NBA video was on Wednesday. Gave out 3 plays then. We went 2 and 3 on our plays Wednesday. So we hit 2, missed 1. The one play that missed was Scottie Pippen Jr. over 10.5 points. Really liked that play. Felt really good about that one. Scottie Pippen Jr. had 8 points on Wednesday. Came into the game, he got subbed out, but then he subbed back in with like 2 minutes left in the game. And I was watching the game because I was sweating it out. He had a wide open corner 3 late in the game and fucking airballed it, man. And that's just how shit's been going for me lately. So Pippen Jr. missed on Wednesday. Did hit our other 2 plays though. Still, can't get a full sweep for it seems like. Seems like every day I'm going 1 for 2, 2 for 3. I'm just missing every day. At least one play is going to miss. It's frustrating, but I'm going to still give you guys the plays I like the night before, give you the analysis, and eventually we're going to get a full sweep. Maybe it'll be today. Maybe we'll go 3-0, hit all 3 of these plays for Friday. We'll see. But again, guys, got 3 picks. Let's go ahead and break them down. So the first prop that I do like for Friday is going to be a points plus assist prop, and I'm liking Trae Young for more than 31.5 points plus assist if the line is still available. Let's see. Okay, did they take it down? Okay, it looks like Prizepicks took it down, so that's frustrating. All they have right now is a Goblin line for 29.5, and then they have a Demon line for 34.5. So there's a lot of props on Trae Young that I like today. 31.5 points plus assists, which that's what I was going to play in this video, and I don't know why they took it down. His points prop was actually at 19.5. I was going to play that, and it got bumped up to 20.5 before I could even get a video made. I kind of like both these, though, still. Over 20.5 points, over 34.5 PRA. Honestly, I'm totally fine taking over 34.5 PRA instead of 31.5 points plus assists. As long as Trae gets 3 rebounds, they're pretty much going to play the same. And, if Trae gets more than 3 rebounds, then, PRA is actually kind of a better bet. So we'll just take that instead since they took down points plus assists. If they do add his points plus assist line back up at 31.5, I still like that, too. You could play that. But I know, you look at what Trae's been doing lately, it's been a big struggle for him. He's had some good game, or one good game against Portland, but then, some down games against Golden State. Really tough matchup. Golden State's defense has been really good this season. Also, he lost some minutes for that game because of blowout. The game at Sacramento, that was without Jalen Johnson. Would have expected Trae Young to have a pretty big game in that one, and he did have 19 assists in that game against Sacramento, but he only had 7 points and 3 rebounds. He shot 1 for 7. Had a really good game all around against Portland. 29 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists. Against Washington, pretty good matchup. Just struggled shooting. He had 18 points, 2 rebounds, 9 assists, but shot 5 for 18 from the field. And then today's matchup, Chicago, he also faced Chicago about a week ago, had 33 PRA, 14 points, 3 rebounds, 16 assists. Didn't have the greatest shooting game, 6 for 16 from the field, 2 for 6 from 3. But like you look at Trae's stats this season in terms of like his usage rate's actually a little bit down compared to last season, which is kind of surprising. I was expecting Trae Young to have a super high usage rate this season playing without DeJounte Murray, but his usage rate's actually lower than what it was last season. Now, Trae is still leading the team with a 26.9% usage rate, but last season he had a usage rate around 29%. I want to say to start the season, Trae's usage rate was like over 30%, and it's kind of cratered lately. But you look at like his games, I mean, he's still taking a decent amount of shots. I mean, last 2 games he's had only 12 and 7 shot attempts, but those have also been, not the easiest matchups. But before that, 16, 18, 16, 25, 21 shot attempts. Like, he's still getting shots up. The assist numbers have been great for Trae this year. He's averaging the most potential assist in the league. I think he's averaging just over 20 per game. And rebounding-wise, you don't really expect Trae to get a bunch of rebounds, but he's actually been rebounding decently this season. He's averaging almost 4 rebounds per game. And really what I like here is the matchup against Chicago. I think this is a great opportunity to buy low on Trae Young. The Hawks are going to be facing the Bulls today. This is a game that has a ton of potential to be high scoring. So far this season, these are the 2 fastest paced teams in the league. The Bulls are playing at the fastest pace in the league, and the Hawks are right behind them. They're second in pace. So we got 2 teams that love to push the pace. So there's going to be, plenty of shot attempts in this game, plenty of opportunities for Trae to score, to get potentially assists, maybe to get some rebounds too. And you look at the Bulls versus guards. The Bulls have been a pretty good matchup for guards. They're top 10 in points allowed. They're giving up the most assists per game to guards. And then in terms of rebounds allowed, they've kind of just been middle of the pack there. But the Bulls give up a lot of assists to point guards, and they're top 10 in points allowed. Again, Trae did face the Bulls, about a week ago, kind of struggled, had 33 PRA, but that was kind of due to some poor shooting. I think this is a really good matchup for him. The Bulls just don't really have many good guard defenders. Like Kobe White's never been a great defender. Josh Giddey, not known for his defense. I think it's a good matchup for Trae Young. I know he's been struggling lately, but it feels like a big bounce-back game is coming for him at some point. And I think if it's going to happen, it's probably going to be in this game against the Bulls, who have struggled defensively this year, are playing at a really fast pace. Overall, I think this is a game that sets up to be very good in terms of game environment perspective. Like, I think we could see a lot of points scored in this game. We could see a final score of like 120 to 125 or something like that in this one. A lot of points should be scored in this game with how these teams like to push the pace. So I think it's a really good spot for Trae Young. Like buying low on him here, even though he's been struggling lately. This feels like a good spot for him to bounce back. So I like that as our first prop for Friday. Next prop I like is going to be a prop on Tyrese Halliburton. And I like Tyrese Halliburton for more than 16.5 points. So it's also kind of been a struggle for Tyrese Halliburton this season from a scoring perspective. He's only averaging, I believe, like 15.3 points per game. And that has largely been due to poor shooting. So I'm going to pull up his season averages just to confirm that. But I'm pretty sure he's shooting like career lows from the field. He's shooting 37.5% from the field, 28.4% from 3. Let me take a look at his numbers from previous seasons. So just to show the difference. So this season, 37.5% from the field, 28.4% from 3. Last season, 47.7%. So Tyrese Halliburton has shot 47% or better from the field every season of his career except for this season. And he has shot 36% from the field or 36% from 3 or better every season of his career except this season. So, I think the reason Tyrese Halliburton's scoring numbers are down this year has just been due to poor shooting. He just hasn't been able to make as many shots. But you got to think that's going to regress at some point. Like, Halliburton's not going to continue to be this bad of a shooter. Maybe he's injured or something right now. Like, maybe, I want to say he did. He did have a shoulder injury coming into the season, and maybe that's what's been bothering him. But still, this does feel like a really good spot for Tyrese Halliburton against the Bucks. The Bucks are another good matchup for guards. They're actually giving up the 4th most points two point guards this season. And this is a matchup that Tyrese Halliburton has had a ton of success in. If you want to look at that, I know looking at past history versus a team can be a little bit deceiving. But for what it's worth, his last 6 games versus the Bucks, all with the Pacers. I'm not really going to go and look at his numbers when he was on the Kings because obviously a little bit of a different role then. But his last 6 games with the Pacers facing the Bucks, not including the playoffs, but regular season games, Tyrese Halliburton is over this points prop in all those games. 17, 29, 27, 22, 26, and 31 points. And also something that I've noticed with Tyrese Halliburton is that these NBA Cup games, it seems like he gets up for these games. I don't know why, but I was actually looking. So dating back to last season and this season, in their NBA Cup games, Tyrese Halliburton has scored 18, 33, 37, 26, 26, 27, 20, and 18 points. Their one NBA Cup game this season was against the Heat, which obviously was not a great matchup. Halliburton scored 18 points. He did that in only 29 minutes as well. I want to say he lost some minutes in that game for blowout. Obviously, this game should be competitive. I think the spread right now is just like a few points. You have 4.5 points. And I think Tyrese Halliburton is going to play a ton of minutes. These NBA Cup games do matter for these players. They seem to be getting up for these games. Obviously, the Pacers last season made it to the finals. They lost to the Lakers. You would think they want to try and get back to the finals, have a chance to potentially win the NBA Cup this season. So I'm expecting a big role for Tyrese Halliburton here. I'm expecting big minutes in what is a little bit more of a meaningful game. And it's a great matchup against Milwaukee, who's been giving up a ton of points to guards this season. Milwaukee, another team that just doesn't really have many good guard defenders. They do have Andre Jackson, who's a decent defender. He'll probably be tasked with guarding Halliburton here. But like Damian Lillard, never been known to be a good defender. So I think the spot's pretty good for Halliburton. I think the matchup's pretty good overall. I know that you look at his game log lately, you see a lot of red. But like some of these have been really tough matchups. Like Orlando's a great defensive team. Houston's a good defensive team. The game against Toronto, he went under by the hook. He had 16, but he also shot the ball terribly in that game. He shot 5 for 18 from the field and 1 for 5 from 3. So, take that for what it's worth. The game against Miami, tough matchup. Didn't really shoot the ball well. 4 for 13 from the field and 3 for 8 from 3. And then, the game against Miami, that was their NBA Cup game where he had 18 points. He didn't shoot the ball. He shot the ball decently in that game. 7 for 14, 4 for 9 from 3. But he didn't play full minutes. He lost some minutes in blowout. And then the Orlando game, really tough matchup. Also shot the ball terribly. 3 for 14, 2 for 8 from 3. So it's not like Halliburton's just not shooting. He is shooting the ball. He just can't make any shots right now. But again, this is a guy that has historically, shot around 47% from the field, around like 36 or 37% from 3. This season, his shooting percentages are way down, but you would think those probably regress a little bit positively. And I think this is a matchup where that could happen against a Bucks team that gives up a lot of points to guards. So factoring all that in, give me more than 16.5 points on Tyrese Halliburton. And then our third and final prop for Friday night that we're going to play is going to be a Keegan Murray prop. And I like Keegan Murray for more than 11.5 points. So Keegan Murray has surprisingly struggled the last 2 games without without Domantas Sabonis and without DeMar DeRozan. But I was actually looking into it, and Keegan Murray is a player who I think really benefits when Domantas Sabonis is on the court. Domantas Sabonis is very good at getting his teammates set up for open shots with how he can, how they can give Domantas Sabonis the ball at the top of the key. Guys can move around, they can set screens. And actually, I was looking at Keegan Murray's, averages with Domantas Sabonis and without Domantas Sabonis. Now, it's a really small sample. He's only played 5 games without Sabonis. But in the 5 games he's played without Sabonis, Keegan Murray is only averaging 8.4 points per game, whereas in the 167 games he's played with Sabonis, he's averaging 13.8 points per game. So Sabonis has been out the last 2 games, but he's off the injury report, so he's going to be back today. And I think Sabonis coming back actually helps Keegan Murray. Now, DeMar DeRozan, on the other hand, that probably negatively impacts Murray because DeRozan's a guy that can soak up usage and will take shots. But with how good Sabonis is at setting up his teammates for open looks, that's what's going to really help Keegan Murray because Keegan Murray kind of relies on 3-point shooting. He kind of relies on his teammates getting him the ball when he's open, and that's what Sabonis is really good at. So, like the spot for Keegan Murray, I think the matchup overall against the Clippers is probably it's not the greatest. The Clippers have been a pretty good defensive team this year. This just feels like a super low line on Keegan Murray. It feels like an overreaction to his last 2 games that he has struggled in. But again, I want to say one of those games he was in foul trouble. So the game The game against Atlanta, yeah, he only played 22 minutes because he fouled out in 22 minutes. Obviously, we can't expect him to foul out in 22 minutes. The game against Utah, he only shot 2 for 6 from the field and 1 for 4 from 3, so he had really low volume. But then against Minnesota, he played a ton of minutes. I think that game went to overtime. He had 14 points. He had 17 points against Phoenix. But like you look at the games where Keegan Murray has gone under this line. So he's only gone under this line in 5 games this season. And all the games where he went under 11.5 points this season were just due to poor shooting. Against Atlanta, 3 for 9 from the field, 1 for 3 from 3. Against the Clippers, 2 for 10 from the field, 0 for 6 from 3. Against Portland, 6 points, 2 for 9 from the field, 0 for 3 from 3. Against Utah, 5 points, 2 for 6 from the field, 1 for 4 from 3. And against San Antonio, 2 for 7 from the field, 1 for 5 from 3, scored 5 points in that game. So as long as Keegan Murray doesn't just shoot like 20% from the field and 20% from 3, I like our chances of getting 12 points from him. He's going to play a lot of minutes as long as the game's competitive, which this game against the Clippers should be. As long as he doesn't get in foul trouble either, obviously, that's a concern. But Keegan Murray's played at least 32 minutes in all but 2 games this season. One of the games he didn't was he fouled out. The other game against the Spurs, he only played 29 minutes, and I believe that might have been a blowout. Yeah, they won that game by 20. So, Keegan's locked into 32, 33, 34 minutes, if not more than that. Sabonis coming back, I think, actually helps Keegan Murray. So give me more than 11.5 points on Keegan Murray as our third and final prop for Friday, guys. So we got 3 plays for Friday. Trae Young, more than 34.5 PRA. I played his over on 31.5 PA, which it looks like they bumped up to 32.5. So I wouldn't play 32.5 PA. I would just take PRA. If you play PA, obviously you need 33 PA for Trae to go over that line. PRA, you only need you would need 35. So you're basically hoping Trae gets 2 rebounds, and I think Trae probably gets 2 rebounds. So I think the better bet is to take more than 34.5 PRA instead of more than 32.5 points plus assists. But I like a lot of props on Trae Young here. I think it's a really good spot for Trae. But yeah, this is what we're going to roll with, guys. Is our 3 early picks for Friday. Hopefully we can bounce back and get back on track here. It's been a rough stretch lately, I'll be honest. It's been a rough stretch. Feel like we've had some good reads, kind of had some bad luck lately, but it is what it is. We're going to keep pushing through. I'm going to keep giving you guys the props that I like most, that I see have the most value, and hopefully we'll have some more, some better luck on our side moving forward, because it's been a lot of tough beats lately. Losing by the hook, losing plays on, what feels like BS. It is what it is. We'll keep pushing forward, guys. So I got 3 plays for Friday. Let's hit all 3 of these plays. Let's make some money tonight. So appreciate you guys watching as always. Hit that like button down below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And again, if you guys don't have an account on Prizepicks, use that promo code NOAH when you sign up. And when you place your first lineup, you get $50 in promo funds instantly added to your account. Go check out Prizepicks if you guys have not yet. But good luck tonight. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.